What's up to all my hoodies? How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is having a wonderful start to their new year. Today is January 11th, 2023. We are out of the 2020 year and now moving forward into 2023. So, again, I hope everybody is having a wonderful start to their new year. Now, today, you guys, I wanted to discuss a story that I came across. It has to do with, I want to say, robbery, but also concealed weapon license, CLWs. This story that we're going to talk about is about somebody who tried to rob a restaurant with a toy gun, but of course, nobody had any idea that it was a toy gun. I mean, if somebody's robbing you and you got a weapon, like, you're just going to assume, get in self-defense mode and pull out your weapon too if you have the opportunity. So we're going to look at this video real quick of the incident that happened, and then we'll go from there. And I forgot to let you guys know to please like and share the video on your way in. Please like the video on your way in, please, and thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Please and thank you very kindly.
Authority Supreme Herbicide works to defend your corn and soybean fields. Our low-use spray liquid formula delivers longer-lasting control of broadleaf weeds and grasses and outlasts competitors' herbicides. We're Authority Supreme Herbicide from FMC, the GOAT.
11 News at 5 starts now.
Okay, here we go, you guys, and I'm going to hit mute so you can hear the video clearly.
News at 5 starts now.
Caught on camera, a customer shoots and kills a man who was robbing a restaurant. Hear from the restaurant owner who's calling that customer a hero.
The Capitol riot 2 years later after the insurrection, how the country is reflecting on that dark day. But leading us off this hour, surveillance video capturing the intense moments inside a Southwest Houston restaurant. Police say a customer shot and killed a man who was robbing the place with what turned out to be a fake gun. This happened at a taqueria off South Gessner.
Brittany Ford is there tonight. Brittany, police still looking for that customer. Will he face any charges?
Well, no, right now authorities aren't anticipating any charges to be filed. But what I can tell you is that the customers who were inside when this happened and the owner here is calling this man a hero. Surveillance video from inside Ranchito Taqueria just before midnight shows a man dressed in all black pointing a gun, demanding money from people inside. It's then you see one of the customers open fire on the suspect. We are freezing the video because it's too graphic to show. Pedro Lopez is the restaurant's owner.
Tal vez haya traído un arma de verdad.
If he had a real gun, he would have shot all the clients. He's a hero to me. He is not an assassin. He is a hero. In the video, you see the customer then drag the robber's body, grab the gun, and then take the stolen money, returning it to the other victims before throwing the suspect's gun against the wall. Houston police say the suspect's gun was fake. So could this be a justified shooting?
So I can point you exactly in the law where it is, and that's 9.31 and 9.32 of the Penal Code.
Nathan Beadle with the Harris County District Attorney's Office says Texas law outlines specific instances pertaining to robbery by threat or aggravated robbery where deadly force is presumed justified.
Whether someone uses deadly force in a situation, that is presumed to be correct under Texas law.
In this case, Houston police are looking to speak with the shooter, last seen leaving in this 1970s to 1980s model pickup. A man, Lopez says.
Sabes de que se le puede agradecer.
I'm very grateful for what he did because if it was either a fake or real gun, he did a good deed for the community. Now, Houston police is also looking to speak with the other people inside the restaurant when this happened, who also left the scene, as well as finding that shooter. Reporting in Southwest Houston.
Now, you guys, there was update information. Excuse me. There was updated information provided regarding that customer. You guys saw in that video that it was a customer who came in there almost around midnight to, rob the place. Now, they saying if he had a real gun, he probably would have shot everybody in there. I mean, you can't really say what might, woulda, shoulda, coulda, in those type of situations. Now, me personally, I might be reaching, but I would say maybe if it was a real gun, probably would have just robbed the place and left. I mean, instead of shooting everybody in there. But again, you don't know. You don't know what is going through somebody's mind. You don't know if they might be on drugs or, under the influence of something. So you just never know. And if they feel like somebody might try to attack them and it's a real gun, you just never know. So you guys, please let me know what you would have done in that situation had you had a real gun on you. In the updated information, it does say here that a grand jury will decide whether an armed Takara customer who shot and killed a robber last week in Southwest Houston and is now being held a hero will be criminally charged. It does say investigators said the 46-year-old customer, who police have not identified because he is not under arrest, turned himself in and is cooperating with detectives. It also says here the 46-year-old's attorney sent Eyewitness News the following statement. My client, who wishes to remain anonymous, was dining with a friend at El Ranchito Takara, and as it has been seen on video, a robbery suspect entered the restaurant and pointed a weapon at my client and the other customers, demanding money. In fear of his life and his friend's life, my client acted to protect everyone in the restaurant. In Texas, just want to note that shooting is justified in self-defense. Anybody in Texas should know that. I live in the good old state of Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, and I know that. But again, Texas shooting is justified in self-defense of others and in defense of property. The customer has met with the Harris County DA office and investigators with HPD homicide. He fully intends to continue cooperating with the ongoing investigation. And when the investigation is complete, this case will be presented to a grand jury. They said they are confident that a grand jury will conclude that the shooting was justified under Texas law. This event has been very traumatic. Taking a human life is something he does not take lightly and will burden him for the rest of his life. For that reason, he wishes to remain anonymous, which is understandable to me. Due to the overwhelming coverage, we ask the media and the public to respect his privacy. But again, you guys, let me know how you feel about this story. Let me know if you would have taken the same actions. I do have a CCW. What did I call it earlier? CLW. I do have a CCW, a carry to concealed weapons license, and I do own a gun. I am a gun owner with a concealed weapons license, and again, you just don't know what you might do in a situation. Some people would have just sat there and hoped the man would have left. And somebody probably would have done exactly what this other patron did. Shoot him till he was down. And then he turned around and gave the money back. He dragged the man to the side, gave all the money back to all the customers. So you can see why he's been hailed a hero in that community. Now, next I want to go to a video of the family of the man who was killed. The man who was robbing the restaurant with a fake gun. His mother speaks out or has spoken out. So we're going to go to that video right now. And again, you guys, please make sure you like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you want to be supportive of the Hood Table platform, you can always send a cash app to $ the Hood Table 402.
It's been unreal.
the last couple of days because I didn't find out till Saturday. So it still feels unreal, but
Who called you on Saturday?
the medical examiner's office called me at 8:30 that Saturday morning.
And when you heard the news, what went through your mind?
Can't be true. Not my son. That's not Eric. We know. Can't be. That's what went through my mind.
When was the last time you'd spoken to him?
Thursday morning was the last time he called me.
What did he say?
He said, Mom, son to mother, I'm trying to be the best person I can be. Mom, I had to clear the matter. Eric doesn't have a lengthy criminal record. Eric got in trouble and went straight to penitentiary in 2015 and did 7 years flat. And once he got out, he got his license. He got mechanical engineer, not engineering, mechanical license. He started working, he was striving because he said, Mom, when you send someone to penitentiary, it breaks you. You don't know what I endure. So little by little, he was letting me and his sister know and understand, but he was striving and he kept going. He kept going. And he's not the monster people picture him to be. He's my son. He's kind, he's gentle. He never met a stranger. To know Eric is to love Eric. He's a good father, amazing brother, uncle. That's who Eric Washington is. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, he would never hurt anyone. What he did, I don't condone. I don't. He knew better. He never said anything or made me think he would go this route. But he went in there to rob, which is not good. He was raised better than that. And he robbed, and he was headed out that door. And that man shot him 4 times. And I know when you do something wrong, there's a chance you could die. I understand that. But for him to be shot 4 times in the back, leaving, and when he falls down and he shoots him 4 more times, and then when he go in his pocket and get the gun and realize it's a play gun and throw it, and then you shoot him in the head, and then you go back and get something and pour it on him, and then on your way out the door, you kick him. That don't sit well with me. I'm not looking at social media. I'm not looking at comments. People entitled to their opinion and to feel how they want to feel. I'm not angry with the people for feeling like they feel because they're entitled. I am hurt and I'm angry because of the way the situation, he just abused his body. He abused him. He was dead already, and that hurt. That hurts. If you felt a fear and you did shoot him, you stay there and you stand there and you talk to the law, but what he did was, you don't do an animal. People go hunting and they shoot 1 bullet and something and it's dead. But to do a human being that was walking away, had his back turned. Come on. Didn't hurt anybody. He was wrong. I'm not saying Eric should have lived a life, whatever. When you make decisions, there's consequences. He was raised with that. My kids are. But to be gunned down like that,
that's not a hero.
That's not a hero. So if you stand for right and fairness, you stay there and you'll take whatever they have to give you, and everything. I don't hate him. I can't hate him. But I want to know, why didn't you stop? If you had to kill him, I can deal with that. I can come to grips with that. He did something wrong. You don't get a reward. You might die. But why did you do him like that? He was already gone.
There's so much focus now on that background.
Mm-hmm.
That aggravated robbery, the parole, and a man died as a result of that incident.
Mm-hmm.
what were your conversations like with Eric when you found out about that?
About that, when he was at that robbery, at that time, he was the door holder. But you shouldn't have been that period. Don't get me wrong. He was holding the door. The guy went in and did the robbery. The man got shot by accident. He ran. We went to trial. The jury said probation. You understand me? Probation. The judge and the DA prosecutor said we have to give him something because someone was murdered. They gave him 15. He did 7. He was never in and out of jail as a juvenile. He did 7. It broke him, it crushed him, but he still tried to be.
Why do you think he did what he did last Thursday?
What I think he was when he was going through things with his baby mama thing, and he was just, I don't know. I really can't say why because I am not in his head. I ask myself that, how many times I say why. We understand nobody knew that was a fake gun when he walked in there. They fear for their life. I get this. I would have been the same way.
Current this case now being turned over to a grand jury for them to decide if the shooter will face any charges. What do you hope comes out of that?
I hope justice be served. I hope he gets some time and to think about that. That's a human being, not just somebody's child, but a human being. I can imagine right now how he feeling. If he's human, he didn't treat my son like a human. But if you do that, you gotta hurt. You gotta feel something after a while, and you gotta say, "I wish I could have, should have done it different." You understand?
So now looking back on that phone call, the last phone call that you had with Eric, is there anything that you wish you could have said to him? If you could have known that, he was thinking about doing something like this, is there anything that you wish you could have said to him?
I was at work, so I'm working. I answer the phone. I'm putting him on hold. I'm saying, son, we went through 7 years together. Whatever this is going on, this new case thing, we're gonna go through this together. Okay, Mom. I'm just the devil. Always busy, Mom. Every time I do good and rise, somebody was pulling me down. Man, I say, baby, we'll talk later. I'm at work. And that was it.
About the previous crime they talked to the family of the man who was killed in the previous robbery.
Right.
They released a statement and they essentially called Eric a monster.
Right.
For them, it took their father. It took the owner of this business shop. It took so many different things away from them. And they've, had a loss since then. Is there anything that you would like to say in response to that?
They're entitled to their opinion. Yeah, and I get that. He's not a monster. He was there. He did not kill their father, but he was there and their father got killed. And that I am sorry for. I never got to say that to them, but I'm sorry for that. But they're entitled to say what they want to say. I'm not bitter. I'm not an angry person. I respect that because that's how I was raised. And that's how I tried to raise Eric. So I'm not mad at him.
Oh, wow, you guys, that was a lot, huh? That was a lot. From what we get there, even though the people at the restaurant owner, some people in the community believe that the 46-year-old man who shot and killed Eric Washington is a hero, as we heard from Eric's family, they don't quite see it that way. So let's get into that. And again, you guys, make sure you're liking and sharing the video on your way in. As far as the mother who just spoke there, you can tell that she is visibly still shaken up about the situation, about losing her son to the same gun violence that he came up in there with came up in the restaurant with, even though it was a fake gun. Even though it was a fake gun, the restaurant owner, the patrons, they had no idea that that was a fake gun. And again, you guys let me know how you would have handled that situation had it been you in that restaurant and you had a concealed weapon or a concealed weapons license and had your gun on you. Would you have done exactly what that 46-year-old man have done? Please let me know in the comments down below. Now, I want to just say on here, they were speaking about his history, his crime history, his criminal history as regarding violence. Now, the news reporter and the mother spoke on it a little bit about, you know, the time that Eric served in the past. Now, I'm going to read this to you guys. Again, his name is Eric Washington, and according to court records, this wasn't his first robbery, as we heard. It says in 2013, him and others were charged with capital murder after a man was killed during an armed robbery, according to prosecutors. The charge was later changed to aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon, and Washington was convicted to 15 years in prison. It's unclear exactly when he was released, but the most recent time he was arrested was December 16th, when authorities said he pushed his girlfriend to the ground and scratched her. And he was then charged with misdemeanor family violence and was released on personal recognizance bond. Now, that is what his mother was referring to when she was saying, when the reporter said, if he was still alive and you had a chance to talk to him on that phone when he called you, what would you have wanted to say to him? And that's when the mother was saying, you know, whatever you're going through now, this case, you know, whatever is going through, whatever the outcome, you know, we can get through that. You know, she was saying that she will support him, you know, with that case and everything, because she claims, and it sounded like, you know, the rest of the family member claims that he's not a monster, as the family of the man who was killed in that robbery in 2013. Now, understandably, I would probably feel that way too if it was my family and my father or my husband, brother, son, nephew, whatever, somebody close to me that was killed during a robbery, and these people were responsible for the robbery. Hold on, let me get a sip of water. Good stuff, good stuff. But understandably, I would feel the same way if somebody killed my loved one. They're a monster. They're a monster. Now, he might not have a long, lengthy rap sheet like the mother is saying. You know, it's not like he got a rap sheet all the way back to high school, grade school, junior high, you know. But when they say long rap sheet, I think they were just basically saying his history with violence or criminal history goes back some time. So, you know, but regardless, there's two sides of this. There's people who are hailing the 46-year-old man who some call a vigilante, you know, they call him a hero. They saying that he should not be charged. He has not been charged as of yet. And, you know, we will find out soon if a grand jury will indict him on anything and, you know, press charges upon him. But from what it sounds like, the family, they want him to be charged. They definitely want him to be charged. And, you know, when you hear what happened after he shot the man 4 times, and then once Eric was down on the ground, assumably already dead, he shot him 4 more times. Then the mother said that he kicked him. He kicked him. And then he shot him in the head. Shot him in the head while he was already assumably dead. And he pulled the gun out of his hands, noticed it was fake, and then allegedly shot him in the head after he knew the gun was fake, dragged Eric to the side, got all the money from him, and started giving the patrons their money back. And again, this is a difficult story, you guys, but I understand both sides. I understand why the family feels the way they feel, and I understand why that 46-year-old man shot Eric. But as far as the mother says he abused her son's body, do you believe that he shot him too many times? Do you believe that he went overboard? Do you believe that She says that he abused her son's body. Do you believe that he abused his rights of having that concealed weapon license, of having a license, period? Do you feel like he abused his rights? Now, we do know Texas is one of those places. It's like a stand your ground state like Florida. We do know that. And we do know that you can defend you, your property, or other citizens. We do know that. But to the extreme that Eric was killed, do you feel that was necessary? Do you feel it was right? Do you feel it was wrong? Please let me know. Please let me know. That family, again, obviously they want some charges pressed against him. They want to see him go to jail, and they want him to be held responsible. They want him to be held responsible, take some responsibility for what he did. Again, this story is very difficult because it's people who totally see two sides of the coin here and think the other person is wrong. So again, I'm just giving my commentary on this story. If you was to ask me personally, I do say I think that was probably a little bit excessive force, especially after he realized the gun was fake and then shot him in the head. Like, he was shot 9 times, 4 times in the back while he was leaving. He was down on the ground, shot him 4 more times, kicked him, got the gun away from him, noticed the gun was fake, and then shot him in the head again. Shot him in the head for, So anyway, you guys. Also, after doing commentary on this, I also want to give some advice. Almost everybody who can own a gun these days owns a gun. Almost every single person I know in my circle, family included, friends, homegirls, homeboys, brothers, cousins, almost everybody I know owns a gun. You could be walking in Walmart and the person next to you have a gun in their purse or a gun on their hip. You never know. These criminals out here, it's not like it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It's nothing like that. More and more people, excuse me, more and more people are going out there and they're getting trained. They're going to the gun range. They practicing. They buying weapons. They getting concealed weapons licenses. They're making sure everybody in their family has a weapon. So to the criminals out there, y'all ain't the only one that got a gun. You're not. We seeing more and more people running up in people's houses trying to rob them, and they the one getting killed. There's a video that I watched. I don't know. It was maybe it's a year old or so. And a man ran up into a house and a lady came down the stairs around the corner. Pow, 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 pow. Dead. Y'all ain't the only one out here with weapons. Keep that in mind. After the incident, with the Proud Boys and Trump, and everything on the Capitol building, during that time frame, bullets was flying off the shelf. Everybody was buying guns, getting licenses, taking learning how to shoot a gun, going to the gun range, because they want to make sure that they have something to defend themselves if they have to. And I do believe in defending myself. I do believe in gun rights. And that's why I have one. And that's why I have a CCW. So that's I just want to throw that in there for those of you out there who think you're just going to be running up on people all the time, and you never know. You never know. Somebody turn around and blow your brains out. In this situation, I am going to keep my eye on this case because I would like to really see the outcome of this case and find out if that man is going to be found liable. Again, they haven't mentioned his name because he has not been charged for anything. Once they do mention his name, it's going to be either for if he's charged or either if the jury says no charges will be had. So once we find out the outcome of this, if it's going to be a trial or go to trial or anything at all, we will come back and discuss this again. In the meantime, in between time, everybody, again, make sure you like and share the video. If you want to be a supporter of the Hood Table, please send a cash out to $the Hood Table 402. Thank you so very much. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed to become a hoodie. And if you want to become an official hoodie, just click that join button. It don't cost too much every month to be a member. Not over here. Not over here. And you guys, make sure you stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. Bye.